Some of the best horror movies ever made are ones that are based around ancient rituals, traditions, or customs, everything from The Exorcist to The Witch. There's a reason why horror filmmakers keep coming back to these primeval ideas, because they often offer up a combination of fascination and terror, with a built-in plot ready to be expanded upon. In fact, I'm surprised this is the first horror film centered around this particular concept, one that seems custom-made for this genre of filmmaking. Keith Thomas, who wrote and directed The Vigil, skillfully crafts his entire film after one such custom. According to the opening text in the film, The Vigil is an ancient Jewish tradition in which someone is expected to sit with the body of the recently deceased overnight, known as a shomer. Usually that person is a family member or a close friend, but when that is not possible, a stranger can be paid to keep vigil instead. The lead character, Yaakov, played compellingly by Dave Davis, is paid to do just that, despite being in the midst of a crisis of faith, something that is delved into sporadically through flashbacks. Yaakov is hired to spend the night watching over a body in the Orthodox Jewish community in Brooklyn, while the deceased man's wife, Mrs. Litvak, who is not mentally stable enough to keep vigil herself, mostly lingers around on the second floor of the house. Yaakov must keep watch until dawn, but he soon discovers that not all is right with this house. Something malevolent begins to terrorize Yaakov, who isn't sure if he's experiencing something demonic or simply losing his mind. It is later revealed to be a spirit named Mazik, which is a very real thing within Jewish mythology. As for Mrs. Litvak, she offers up little in terms of relief for Yaakov, and in fact seems to be possessed by what has taken over her husband and her home. Thomas embraces his limitations here, and despite a tight budget, he manages to pull together a wonderfully dreadful film that does not let up on the suspense. With restricted settings and a lean cast, The Vigil uses shadows, lighting, and the occasional jump scare to set the mood of anxious dread almost entirely throughout the 90-minute runtime. And despite being set in New York, the visual style of this film often comes off as something you might see in a European production, which is always a plus in my book. The Vigil is a feature film directorial debut for Keith Thomas, whose previous work includes a short horror film called Arcane from 2017. Actually, there are similar elements here, such as Thomas's use of shadow, light, and scary old ladies, that are reminiscent of The Vigil, which premiered at the 2019 Toronto International Film Festival. It then saw a limited theatrical release in the summer of 2020, just months after the death of Lynn Cohan, who played Mrs. Litvak. The Vigil eventually made it to streaming worldwide by February of this year, and is currently available to rent or purchase on various platforms, including Apple TV. Thomas's next project, by the way, is a new adaptation of Stephen King's Firestarter, which is currently in pre-production. For the record, I'd give The Vigil 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe. Take care.